recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Director Kratsios, for being with us this morning. I had the privilege in the last Congress of serving on the AI task force with Chairman Obernolte, and am more convinced than ever that this is going to be the most transformational technology of our lifetime. So I appreciate your efforts in shepherding the government's role in that. It's not the full role, but a part of it, and I appreciate your understanding of that. Earlier this Congress, I led a letter with Congressman McCormick, also on the Science Committee, with me, raising concerns about the Biden administration's proposed AI diffusion rule at the Bureau of Industry and Security, which we believe risk overbroad export controls that could slow U.S. innovation and push some of our allies toward non-U.S. suppliers. Thankfully, the Trump administration withdrew that rule, and in the AI action plan, it specifically includes a pillar on international leadership and security. It also encourages pursuing a new creative approach to export control enforcement. How do you think Congress should refine export control authorities so they're more narrowly targeted, enforceable, and aligned with the goal of keeping the U.S. and our allies at the forefront of AI development?
Yeah, I think export controls are a very important tool in our toolkit to be able to achieve our national objectives. I think I sort of would defer to Secretary Lutnick and the folks at BIS on any changes that they would like. I think to date we have had the tools that we need in our toolkit to execute on what the president's trying to accomplish, but it's certainly worth a conversation with that team.
Okay, thank you. As an appropriator, also I'm on the Energy and Water Subcommittee, and we're focused on ensuring Congress is backing the president's AI action plan with real resources. It's one thing to talk about policies and statements, but then we got to have the dollars to back it up. Just last week, the House passed the FY26 Energy and Water Appropriations Bill that provided $8.4 billion for the DOE's Office of Science to support high-performance computing, quantum computing, and artificial intelligence research, and then another just under $1.8 billion for small modular reactor and advanced reactor demonstration projects. As the administration moves from strategy to execution, which program areas do you think are most critical to sustain in future appropriation cycles so Congress can be confident that we're fully supporting the infrastructure, computing, and energy foundations necessary to implement the AI action plan?
Yeah, I think the important ones on sort of in no particular order continue to help fund the demonstration projects related to SMRs is absolutely critical. We are very close to making sort of commercially viable SMRs in the United States. Department of Army believes that they'll be able to have a functioning SMR in a military facility by 2028, and I think there's a lot more to be done in being able to actually commercialize those. I think for prioritization areas on DOE and the way that we should think about the funding there, I think being able to ultimately fully fund and support the Genesis mission is the biggest priority for our administration. We believe this is the sort of the legacy defining scientific endeavor of this administration. It's been launched out of DOE, but it's going to be multi-agency, and it's going to be the hub for what we believe is truly transformational use of AI for scientific discovery. So those would be the two for me.
Okay, great. The action plan's second pillar emphasizes streamlining permitting for data centers, semiconductor facilities, and energy infrastructure. Many of these permitting challenges fall under statutes that Congress does control. Where do you see the greatest statutory bottlenecks today, and how can Congress modernize federal permitting processes in a way that supports AI infrastructure, but while still respecting environmental review requirements?
Yeah, I do think it never can hurt to take a look at NEPA and the Clean Air and Clean Water Act. I think there's obviously ways that you could improve those. But I think broadly speaking, what we have seen is most of the bottlenecks in a lot of this stuff actually come down to state and local provisions. We've done everything we possibly can to kind of remove the regulatory hurdles, at least from the federal side. So that's why there's so much emphasis now on kind of working with the people who want to build these data centers to put the burden on them to kind of drive and make sure that they're covering the costs of their deployment.
Great, thank you. Thanks again for being here with us, and Chairman, I yield back.
Thank you.
Gentleman yields back. We'll go next to my colleague from California, Representative Whiteside. You are recognized for 5 minutes.